Well, shake it, folks. Back with another reaction, back with some more Joni Mitchell, and we're going back to the 1968 album Song to a Seagull once more. Shout out to and apologies to Nikola and anyone else following this deep dive. It has gone longer once again than I intended, but we're here to finish the album, and the final track is Cactus Tree. It paints a very vivid image. There are different types of cactus trees, but there's that, you see it in most Southwest art and film and so on, the classic green, with like two side branches, if you will, on the main trunk of the tree. So that's the image that comes to mind when I see the phrase, but I don't quite know if a cactus tree as a metaphor of something in inhospitable conditions, but which retains a vitality both for itself and as potentially a reservoir for others. Let's see what I can pick up. I would expect on some level that it to be placed within a particular narrative. I have learned that about at least a number of the tunes on this album, that there's a particular exchange or an object or some background, but that's just one facet of what is a eccentric or very particular narrative. So let's see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Joni Mitchell. It's the final tune on her 1968 album Song to a Seagull, and it's called Cactus Tree.
There's a man who's been out sailing in a decade full of dreams, and he takes her to a schooner and he treats her like a queen, married beads from California with her amber stones and green. He has called her from the harbor, he has kissed her with his freedom, he has heard her off to starboard in the breaking and the breathing of the water weeds, while she was busy being free. There's a man who's climbed a mountain and he's calling out her name, and he hopes her heart can hear 3,000 miles he calls again. He can think of her beside him, he can miss her just the same. He has missed her in the forest while he showed her all the flowers, and the branches sang the chorus as he climbed the scaly towers of a forest tree, while she was somewhere being free. There's a man who sent a letter and he's waiting for reply. He has asked her of her travels since the day they said goodbye. He writes, wish you were beside me, we can make it if we try. He has seen her at the office with her name on all his papers, through the sharing of the profits. He will find it hard to shake her from his memory, and she's so busy being free. There's a lady in the city and she thinks she loves them all. There's the one who's thinking of her, there's the one who sometimes calls, there's the one who writes her letters with his facts and figures scrawled. She has brought them to her senses, they have laughed inside her laughter. Now she rallies her defenses, for she fears that one will ask her for eternity. And she's so busy being free. There's a man who sends her medals, he's bleeding from the war. There's a jokester and a jester and a man who owns a store. There's a drummer and a dreamer, and there may be more. sees them. They will lose her if they follow, and she only means to please them. And her heart is full and hollow like a cactus tree, while she's so busy being free. Like a cactus tree, being free.
Did you make it? I didn't make it. Wow. Not only was it a really beautiful song, sonically, just the soft strumming guitar, the singularity of her voice at the center of the very minimal piece, but it was exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, it's a sort of concept, and then it's not only a metaphor, but it's part of this incredible narrative, which, at first I didn't realize there was more than one guy, but the idea of, there's the man climbing the mountain and shouting her the name, the man writing her the letter, and then I see it's like, she's being free, and no one can have too permanent of an experience with her, and, part of this dynamic is what that freedom means to her, and the way that she has all these experiences, which can be loving and passionate, but they're ultimately, for her, part of a larger approach to life, whereas these other people, at some point, many of them are saying, will you be with me forever? They want that eternity, and that's not something she wants to grant. But the way the story unfolded, and the idea of being this reservoir for others, a cactus tree, in the desert of life and emotion, it's like the whole thing just hit me very powerfully. So, yeah, I'm curious to hear people talk about this one. I need to re-listen. I think there's elements of it that I'm still sort of grasping to try to appreciate, but an incredible album closer, probably the most impactful and moving tune on the album for me, and I do wonder, what people think. I always talk about when you put together, the tracks that are going to be on your record, what comes first? What do you hit people with right at the beginning? What is the sequence of tunes that you use? I gotta clear my throat again. I'm dying out here. And what do you finish the album with? How do you close the record? And I feel like that's, as good a choice as you could have picked for a record closing track. So shout out to Joni, shout out to Nikola once again. In the moment, I forget what the next album is, but I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.